It'll definitely be difficult. From recent memory, I don't remember us ever beating Dewsbury Moor home or away since we've been in the NCL. I might be wrong, but I can't remember the time where we beat them. The two times I've played them as a player, I think they beat us both times, and they were challenging at the top end of the division at the time, and they managed to get two good wins. We know what's coming. We know they've got a big pack, and they'll be aggressive, and they'll be difficult to beat at home. So we're expecting a tough encounter, but we'll travel strong with it being a televised game or on our league.
Well, Jamie, a big thank you for joining us. And before we get to this weekend's big match in the NCL Division 2, just a general catch-up, really. How's the season going? It looks like it's going pretty well.
Yeah, it's been going really well, to be honest. It was we started off with a bit of heat at Crossfields, and then we've grown into the season. We had a real good win, a win at home to Heworth, and then we've had some good wins on the road where we've been down on troops. So we were sort of going to Dewsbury not expecting much, and Beverley not expecting much, with a few troops missing, and we've managed to win. So we've been doing really well. And we're sitting close to the top, which is what we wanted, and sitting pretty for going into the second half of the season.
And with regards to this first half of the season, we have to remember it's the first season back as a Pan-Northern competition. So how's the team adapted to that challenge now of having faraways like Dewsbury Moor this weekend, for example?
Yeah, I think the travelling's been a challenge, but I think due to the guys being locked down before that, it's been something they've enjoyed as well. Where previously we were just travelling up the coast to sort of the Cumbria teams who are renowned for being tough teams, or Premier League teams. So we were going up there and sort of taking quite a heavy loss. We had one good win away at Egremont, but we were coming away from there with usually a loss. So the guys a bit disheartened on our performance in the Cumbria League, which we shouldn't have been. So it was nice to get back at this sort of level and see where we've improved, really. So we're happy with where we are.
Is there a lot of learnings you could take from taking on the likes of Kells and Egremont? Is there learnings you can take from them kind of games?
Definitely. I think some of them games we've had to lift our standard just to compete, really. And then we actually went away and won at Egremont. So we know we can beat these teams if we perform and we get we play to our best standard, to our ability. So we knew we could compete. We didn't want to just do it on a one-off basis, but I think at that time, playing Barrow, Kells, Egremont week after week was probably just too much for us. But we definitely took a lot out of it, especially defensive wise and the standards that we need to set. Because when you play sort of Kells, Egremont, and Barrow, they tend to just not drop the ball, and then when you drop it, they score because at the standard they play at. So we learned a lot, yeah.
And with regards to the club more generally, how's the club enjoying life now with restrictions lifted and that kind of thing? What's the mood at the club like more generally?
It's great. It's great to see the club bouncing every home game. We try and make a bit of a family day. We have bouncy castles, and we've had people there selling pizzas and stuff. And we've the FA Cup final this weekend when we played at home, and so it was a packed house. So we try and make a big event of it. And after lockdown, it's great to see them sort of days back at the club.
And just to touch upon the club, what more widely about playing numbers and that kind of thing. What's that side of the club looking like at the moment? That conveyor belt of talent coming through.
It's looking great, to be honest. I mean, this weekend the 15s won, the 14s won, and the 12s won. So the 15s are playing in the North West Counties League, which is a good standard. So we've got a bit of a gap between the 15s and the A team, which we've got to bridge for the next few years. But we've got some real talent in the under 15s, and the A team are sort of knocking over all comers at the minute in the local league. And there's lots of young lads in there, so which shows our results away when we've had at home when we've had a few missing. The A team guys have stepped in, and the standards have not dropped. So the club's in a good place at the minute. I think we've played 29 players in the first team so far. So we've got a big squad, lots of players that all want game time. So it's difficult to manage, but the guys are doing a great job.
No, great stuff. And just a general thought on Cumbria and Rugby League more generally. I've spoke to Barrow and Egremont quite recently. And obviously we've touched upon the fact that we've got 3 Cumbrian clubs now in Betfred Championship, who all do cracking jobs of encouraging young players to come and watch games and that kind of thing. I mean, are you noticing that on the ground as well, that there is a bit of a spring in the step for the sport?
Definitely, especially at Barrow. I'm really impressed with what the chairman and the coaching staff are doing at Barrow. They've got a great team on the field, and off the field it's even better, really, to what Barrow have done with the ground and what they do off the field. It's one of the go-to places to go for nightlife as well as to watch rugby now at Barrow, and it's great to go up there for a beer and that sort of stuff. So you need congratulating off the field and off the field for what they're doing for the town, to be honest.
Oh, great stuff. And with regards to on the pitch, you know, like you said, this first half of the season's gone pretty well. I think I'm safe in saying that.
Yeah.
So what's your expectations for the second half of the season? Because, you know, it's you're definitely in the hunt, aren't you, for promotion this year at this stage?
We don't really want to put a label on it or a target. I don't want to put pressure on the guys' back of where we want to be. But I think secretly in camp we know where we want to be, and we know what we can achieve if we hit our standards. But we just want to keep going as we are and see what we are at the end of the season. If we can promote, they're perfect. If we get a shot at the playoffs, then if we can get a home draw in the playoffs, we fancy ourselves against anyone at home. So. Yeah, we don't really want to put a label on it, but we're quietly confident of what we can achieve.
But this weekend it's Dewsbury Moor, the challenge of Dewsbury Moor away. What's your thoughts on this challenge this weekend?
It'll definitely be difficult. From recent memory, I don't remember us ever beating Dewsbury Moor home or away since we've been in the NCL. I might be wrong, but I can't remember that time where we beat them. The 2 times I've played them as a player, I think they beat us both times. And they were challenging at the top end of the division at the time, and they managed to get 2 good wins. We know what's coming. We know they've got a big pack, and they'll be aggressive, and they'll be difficult to beat at home. So we're expecting a tough encounter, but we'll travel strong with it being a televised game or on our league. And the lads are making a big deal of the bus home. We've got a bad shirt bus and karaoke bus on the way home, so hopefully that'll attract a few on the bus as well.
Maybe the hourly cameras could go on the bus home as well. That'd be good.
Maybe not.
Maybe might be Saturday night telly, that's for sure. But with regards to you know, obviously Dewsbury Moor, like you say, mate, the record in the past might not be favourable for Barrow Island, but league position it should be. However, you were beaten by Woolston, weren't you, early in the season? So you know you can't rest on your laurels or
exactly, yeah. We know, especially with ourselves, where we are in the league, teams are getting up for it when we turn up at Woolston. We took a bit of a toweling, to be honest, at Woolston. We were down on troops on that day, but no excuses. We had enough. But yeah, I think we've got a bit of a target on our back with the league position that we're in. And you can see from the table when the results come in that there's no easy games and anybody can beat anyone at any one time. So it'll definitely be tough Saturday, but it's a challenge we're looking forward to.